Good mentor is like those birds that like push the little one out of the nest.
Or the dad that throws you in the pool.
Yeah, like my dad threw me in the pool. I was like,
your dad's a great mentor.
Ruffy's Rants.
Hola, you amazing artist. So this video might be a little bit of a combination of a rant and some other stuff. Recently, I got a letter from somebody who had gone on one of those art mentorship, marketing mentorship, how to sell your art. I responded to her email and she said that the person that she was mentoring under wanted to put her in a very small niche that she didn't feel that she fell into. And it may have been okay for her 30 years ago, but she's grown as a person and an artist, and she needs more than that now. She likes creating multiple things. I read his book, and it was helpful, but working with him in person is a big no. He has an attitude that if I don't do what he wants me to do, I will fail. Then he gets rude. Instead of listening to me, he just says, "Suck it up." I like people with confidence, but I get the sense that he has too much confidence and may be a bit egotistic. Honestly, that to me doesn't say confidence whatsoever. Like, that's not how you treat, especially people that are paying you to mentor them, and you're going to be rude to them just because they're not following your directions or may disagree with you. Like, ooh, woosah, woosah. I want to kind of demystify that whole thing because I've gotten a lot of people that have taken those programs and been very unsatisfied with the results of the program. And people out there that were expecting one thing and got something else. So I kind of want to demystify this whole thing because I know that it's really, really scary for artists as far as it comes to marketing themselves. And I'm not here to say that all those programs are crap or anything like that. What I'm saying is just know what you're getting into if you're going to be giving somebody $2,000 or $500 to like sign up to some kind of program. To break it down, what ends up happening with a lot of these marketing courses is either A, they're promoting Facebook ads, right? Because if you are promoting yourself on Facebook and you're doing targeted Facebook ads, and targeting certain groups on Facebook that maybe are the people that follow your stuff, yes, you're going to basically be advertising to a very niche market. One of the other things that they do, that they promote is doing Google ads. They also set you up in a way where you're doing business relationships with people that fall into the niche of the stuff that you do. So for example, if you sell wine, paintings about wine or vineyards and things like that, then they get you to contact wineries and places that sell wine or just wine culture or wine groups and different things like that and set up maybe like a live painting in one of those places. All of these things are good advice. The only problem that I have with a lot of these marketing experts is A, some of them are not selling art. They're not actually out there selling art. And yes, they're doing a very good job of marketing themselves, but the product that they are actually selling is marketing advice for artists. So that's definitely a niche market. You have a lot of artists out there that don't know anything about marketing, or at least they think they don't know anything about marketing because they see marketing as this one thing. And so it gets very confusing for them. And there's a desperation behind it. Like, I don't know enough about marketing and I need to really find out about marketing. So you get these people that their expertise lies in marketing to artists who are seeking advice on marketing. So that is a very, very narrow niched market. One of the things that I notice is that basically they kind of steer away from selling their own art and they start to invest all their time into doing these programs, right? And this particular one that she had mentioned what she said was, I fired him as my mentor. He's not even an artist. This is where my skepticism comes in because in my mind, like when you just think about it, you're like, wait a second. So are you going to show me how to sell my art online, even though that's not something that you've done, because the people that you're marketing to are artists. So essentially you have a niche following that you are marketing to because you have these products that are geared towards helping artists to achieve something that you yourself have not achieved. It generalizes marketing, and I think that that's my biggest issue with a lot of marketing courses for artists, is that they teach you marketing the same way that you would learn marketing somewhere else, which is you are marketing a product. A lot of the stuff that they're promoting is good advice. It is good advice. These are all tactics that allow you to easily get your artwork out in front of people that are interested in that kind of artwork. And that means that across the board, because they also think that you shouldn't confuse people by having too many variations on things, that you need to just focus on one thing. So your marketing, your website, everything has to be cohesive and should only be based on one niche. And that is because it is easier to market, to quantify a niche. It is very, very easy. If somebody does pet portraits, you know that you get to go out to Petco, you get to go out to any events that are revolving around pets, and you're able to really, really get your artwork out in front of the people that would be interested in your artwork. I guess what I have an issue with is that there are people out there that are writing like marketing books and specifically targeting artists, and they're not artists themselves, but they're selling the promise of you can make this much money in this much time, and it's all about the financial reward of becoming an artist. And really, that's the thing that is the slow burn when you are building your career, when you are doing anything that is meaningful, especially if it's outside of the norm of what everyone else is doing. It sometimes takes time, not only to prove it to yourself that you're able to do it, to work through a lot of the roadblocks that you have, but to really get yourself out there in a way that is genuine and authentic, the way that you want to get yourself out there. And what I have against a lot of these marketing programs is that they want to fit you in a box, because that's how pretty much society is. You fit into a labeled product. You get put in the right aisle because it's easy to find. That's what they say with the website. Make sure that your website is consistent and that you're only focused on one thing, because you want to make it easy for your buyer. Because everybody's kind of trained to look at stuff in that way, to label things one thing. Oh, that's nature art. That's this, that's that. That's abstract. That's this, that's that. And you have to fall into a niche so that you could describe yourself to someone in terms that they would understand. It's always hilarious to me, because one of the first questions I get when people ask me, oh, when I tell somebody that I'm an artist, and they're like, oh, you're an artist, what kind of art do you create? Is the first question that they ask me. Basically, my answer is always, I create Rafi art, like art that's created by Rafi. There's no theme to it. If you want to label it, I do abstracts, I do figurative. I basically paint whatever it is that I want to paint. That is a huge no-no for these marketing courses, but I somehow have been able to build a career out of it. So for them to tell you that you're going to fail because you're not following their guidelines and that this is the right way to do it, there's only your way. You blazing your own trail as an artist. Somebody gets a bunch of people following them, and then they get all cocky.
And then they think that their word is the word, right? And then to say something like, well, suck it up. Like, this is the way it's done if you want to succeed, otherwise you're going to fail. Stuff like that has always made me upset. It
makes me want to sign up just so that I could have the opportunity of him telling me to suck it up.
You don't need to do that, honey.
I know.
It's okay. It's okay. Just breathe.
I just want to put him in his place.
What they want you to do is simplify your website, make it very easy for people to be able to find the product that they're looking for. Because if you're an artist like me who has a behemoth of a website that I have t-shirts and I have different styles of art and I do abstracts and I do figurative and I do all kinds of stuff, that is a big no-no for them, because it is much more difficult to market your art to a specific niche if you don't have a niche, or if you have, according to them, too many things. And like, I get that. The internet is super scary, but like, you're marketing a product to artists who are wanting to be able to sell their art, but you're not selling art. Does that make sense? Am I a little bit crazy for just being skeptical about these kind of programs? Because I am totally skeptical, and I'm not saying that they're all terrible or they're all bad, because there's a lot that you can learn from marketing in of itself, and especially with dealing with social media and things like that. But a lot of it is niche marketing, and niche marketing is easy. If you have a niche, then you market to the people that want that niche, that are interested in that niche, and then you market to them. So that's where you'd pay, like, for Facebook ads and things like that. They're using all the techniques that they are teaching the artists, which is promoted ads. There might be an ad on this video that has to do with, oh no, you don't have to be doing shows. You could sell your stuff online. It was interesting to me because she said that I was recommended, but like, I don't have a mentoring program because I'm figuring this stuff out.
You're not telling people what to do. Just like with your kids, you were never like, it's because I said so, and this is how it's done, and it's my whatever. You're right. Under my
you're under my roof.
All the things that parents love to say.
All that stuff.
So instead of that, I've always seen you ask questions. So you're asking the kid, in the case of parenting, or the other human, the other artist, the same questions that you would ask yourself to get the gears turning.
Right.
So that instead of you just feeding someone, you ask, like, well, what do how do you feel about niching yourself? Right. How do you feel about doing one thing? Think about it. What long term, like, play out the narrative.
5 years from now, what is it going to feel like if this is the only art that you're known for?
Right. So you're asking the questions that allow the human, whether it's a little human or a big human, to think about that. So that when they come to their own conclusion, they own it. It's not just some shit that you told them.
If you are taking one of these marketing courses, no matter what the person is telling you, no matter what they are telling you, I want you to keep in mind the long-term plan of this. How are you going to change and evolve and move around in this plethora of diversity and creativity that's going on within you? Are you going to be satisfied with just creating one type of thing? Or do you want to create more? And remember that if someone is telling you, you got to do it like this or else you're going to fail, then they are not much of a mentor. Also, the other thing too is take a look at their credentials. If they sold a book on marketing to artists and all of their marketing was concentrated on marketing to artists for marketing, and they are not an artist themselves, and they are telling you how to sell art and how to live the life of an artist, I'm sorry, but they're full of shit. It is difficult enough to market yourself out in the world as an artist. And the one thing that I could tell you is that it takes time. If you want to do this in a way where you are being authentic to yourself, it's going to take time. It's all about putting your stuff out there, just getting out there, putting it out there, coming up with innovative, awesome, creative ways. During this pandemic, there have been so many artists that have completely and utterly blown me away because they have stepped outside of the box and done things in order to sell their art.
You then follow up usually with an example, like a personal experience example. Well, this is what I did.
Right.
And that's what you did for you. For your situation.
Because I'm not going to give any examples unless I've actually done them.
Right.
There's no point.
You're speaking from experience.
Yeah.
So somebody might take that and actually try the thing that you tried. Or like in the case of the lady at the art talk.
Yeah.
she took what you said, something clicked within her, she totally got it and ran with it, and she did something that you've never done before.
She did her own thing.
She went rogue.
Holly did her own thing. She totally went rogue. She thought for herself. She thought outside of the box. That was freaking awesome.
You talked for like 2 hours at that talk.
Yep.
Who knows what it was that you said, or what combination of things that you said that like something clicked into place for her, and she totally took it and ran with it. But ultimately, when you set it up like that, then the people that are going to become part of our family, the people that are going to resonate with what you say, are the people that want to think for themselves. And we're going to get people who bounce off our force field, who want to be told what to do, right? Who give us the finger and move on. And that's totally fine.
Right.
And then you're going to get people like whoever wrote you this email, right? Who maybe originally she thought she needed that kind of guidance and is now realizing that's actually not what I need at all.
Right.
And maybe this community is an awesome fit for her, and maybe not. But it's like letting the human decide what's best.
Biggest thing that I talk about in my book is blazing your own trail and making sure that people aren't taking advantage of your insecurity. Getting the world to understand who you are and why it is that you create what you create. One of the things that a lot of them don't talk about, and this really, really pisses me off, because this is more important than whether or not you do dog portraits or you do whatever. And it's the idea of sitting down and thinking about what is the cohesive nature of your art. A mattress company doesn't sell a bed. They don't sell a mattress. They sell a good night's rest. That's, if you watch any of those mattress commercials, they're not selling the bed in of itself. They are selling good sleep. Their overall message, overarching message there is that if you buy our mattress, you are going to get good sleep. And so for me, my artwork is meant for people that want to put inspiration, something powerful on their wall. No matter what the piece is, there will always be something in there, either a hidden word or something that is meant to empower someone, that is meant to lift someone. It could be as easy as, I want to bring more beauty into the world. If you have a overall mission statement, a life statement, and that could change, but it'll only vary a little bit, that basically takes all of your artwork and puts it into this category that you don't find out there, which is the reason that it's hard to market, because you won't find this category out there, because this category is within you. You are creating this. A lot of what existed didn't exist before it existed. That artist was the one that created it. They created something new. And they weren't afraid to create something new. In fact, that's what they were striving for. And I feel like a lot of these programs, because they fit into that product promotion, product marketing program, that you need to have something where it falls into. And that really, really stifles creativity. It just stifles creativity.
If you are in a position where you do have experience,
right,
the idea isn't to get people to follow you and then need you. The idea is to get people to not need you
at all.
No, yeah.
Right, because they're doing
their own thing.
Totally. Yeah.
Which is not a good business plan if you decide to get into mentorship, because you want those people to follow you and pay you forever instead of like letting them go. But I've never claimed to be a good business person.
Screw that business plan. Yes. I think the best thing you can do as a human on the whole is be curious, try things, and share your unique perspective based on your experiences.
I love that.
And allow others to benefit from it. And then they can pay it forward by sharing their experience, and they can share their experience with you. And thus it's a reciprocal kind of thing, and it's awesome.
Yeah, it is awesome how inspired we both are by a lot of the people that follow us. And then there are people that like whine and bitch and they moan and whatever, and I'm not inspired by them at all. But like for the majority of the people that follow us are thinkers.
Yeah, and
like they think about the stuff. They think about the fact that like if they're afraid to do something and how to step outside of their comfort zone
and how to do it. And I'm like, you did what? That's so awesome.
Right?
I never thought of that.
Yeah.
And so we benefit so much from having this community of people. We're just humans who are trying some stuff.
Right? We're just a bunch of people brainstorming.
Right. We don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't have all the answers.
You might learn some stuff, but at some point you need to have your own sea legs.
You need to leave the nest.
Yeah.
And basically fly yourself.
Yes.
Whenever it comes to those programs, and I'm not saying all those programs, I think that there are a lot of art mentors out there that are awesome, but I think really you should do your research and just don't fall for the first artist marketing course that you see. Now, I'm not saying that you're not going to get anything out of it, because it's a marketing course. You're going to get something out of it, but really take a look at the price and take a look at the way that the people treat you. Are they treating you like human beings, artists? Are they treating you with respect, or are they just treating you like a dollar sign? And that's it, you guys. I'm curious to hear your thoughts as far as like this whole thing when it comes to marketing. I know a lot of you, we've already done some videos on marketing, and a lot of you guys have these awesome ways that you market to people. And yeah, just go ahead and share that down below. And thank you so much for watching, you guys. You guys are absolutely freaking amazing. I totally adore you. And if you like this and you want to watch more rants from me, I don't only do rants, but if you do, you could just click here to subscribe. And that's it. Adios.